I care for my uncle who's an alcoholic. It's quite a difficult situation for me because me, my mum, and my gran and granddad care for him all together. But it's not your just normal caring like it's not just everyday tasks. It's more long term financial help with a bit physical and mental help within there, like sometimes cooking him meals or getting him out of the house so he's not just sitting in drinking all the time as well. For 2 years, I've been a youth work apprentice at a regional youth work charity that I volunteered at since February 2012. I had a range of duties there that included helping other workers, more senior workers on projects, but also running my own projects with 11 to 25-year-olds around health and well-being and mental health were my main projects that I worked on. And also I was working towards my level 2 in youth work practice at the same time. I've had mental health problems for many years, but most recently due to the stress of my uncle and other things, it just got a bit too much for me and I couldn't handle work anymore.
We come across a lot of young adult carers who suffer from anxiety or have low self-esteem or low confidence. In the home, they're under a lot of pressure, so this can all build up in time to the quite significant health problems for themselves as well, which can really be really challenging for them to try to manage that with work. And with their caring role and what they're expected to do at work as well, they're quite often shattered. So health issues are really important for carers in general, but for what we see with young adult carers as well.
Yeah, at the charity, most people there knew I had mental health problems, but I knew I could always talk to the office manager because she was really understanding and was always easy to talk to about these kind of things.
A national study has shown that young adult carers are late around 70 days a year and miss about 17 days a year in work or training because of their caring role. So they're in a very fragile position in terms of employment, and being young people, they're some of the least likely to stand up for their own rights, really.
We ran on a flexi time policy, so basically if we worked too many hours, we could take them back another day, or if we need to take time off another day, we could work less hours, so we didn't have to take a sick day or a holiday and waste it like that. We could always build our hours back up if needed. Also, I might need to take time off for take my uncle to appointments or something, so the flexi time policy came in really handy at that point. Sadly, I've had to hand in my 30-day notice due to my own mental health problems, so I've had to leave full-time employment. I've never encountered any problems at work, but just this huge stress that was caused by my uncle and then all the stress from work, I just felt like it was getting too much for me and I couldn't handle it anymore, so sadly it just broke me in the finish.
My worry is that if they don't find a route into training or employment or further education, then that caring role becomes entrenched. So the more they're at home, the more that role builds up and the less chance they have of actually finding their way into some type of career, because the family's becoming more and more dependent on them. And for some, in terms of aspirations, that kind of career development just isn't on their radar, really. Even thinking of things like going to university, for many, just isn't an idea for them.
I was leaving child and adolescent mental health services when I turned 18 last year, and due to the ongoing difficulties with my uncle, they didn't want to just leave me and my mum without any support, so they referred both of us to Gates of Carers to continue the support we needed. They've done loads of things. We've had one-to-one meetings with our support worker, and in there we talk about the difficulties and what kind of support we might need and come up with a support plan. We've also had joint meetings, me and my mum, so we can build a better relationship together and take the challenges head on together instead of individually fighting them. But they've also helped me get involved and gain my confidence going to their craft groups every fortnight, which has helped me make a lot of new friends, and my confidence has really grew since coming to Gates of Carers.
One young carer has gone on to begin her career in engineering. So she's a trainee welder at the moment, and that was quite a big step for her because she'd wanted a career in engineering, but then kind of her confidence had faltered and she thought, well, maybe actually I should just be going into something like childcare. But with the support to boost her confidence, help her make applications and really raise her self-esteem and think about what she actually wanted to do and think about standing up for herself as a young person, as a carer, and that she isn't someone that should be discriminated against. she's managed to find that route into what will be really good employment. Yeah, it's just all about that kind of giving people a bit of confidence and a bit of self-esteem at the right point where they kind of grasp that actually I can go forward, I can do something that I'm interested in. It's not just about my caring role.
At the minute, I'm more focused on getting myself better, but I do hope in the future I'd still want to work with young people. But at the minute, it's just I need to make sure I'm better, because if I go into anything, I could just send myself back down again.